Alright, so welcome back everybody. So for this video, I'm going to be unboxing Ecos New Horizon, which is an expansion to Ecos the First Continent. Now, I really enjoy Ecos the First Continent. I love the game. I only had one little negative thing about the game. Just one thing. And it's mostly just because I love animals so much, and that's the reason why. Now, the reason why I had one little negative thing was this game is mostly about animals that live in Africa. Almost all the animals involved in the game you can definitely find in Africa. And so the game had hippos, which is good. I like hippos. They live in Africa, which is awesome. But another animal that lives side by side, or should I say nearby anyways, to hippos, is the Nile crocodile. It was not in this game. It was not in Ecos the First Continent. So that I didn't like, because I love Nile crocodiles, and yet they should have definitely had the Nile crocodile and the hippo together since they live in the same area. Especially since it would have been definitely thematic in a thematic sense, as well as they could have had definitely some good interaction type cards interacting the hippo and the Nile crocodile involved in the game, because Nile crocodiles are afraid of hippos. They may live nearby, but they are afraid of them because the hippo can kill the crocodile, for sure. So it would have been very interesting having them both in the same game, obviously. And then, when they didn't have the Nile crocodile, but had an animal that, from what I understand, I don't think lives in Africa, the manatee. Last I looked, manatees only lived in North America, Central America, and South America. So it didn't make sense that the manatee was involved in the game, but it didn't have, like, the crocodile and some of the other African animals, obviously, that weren't in the game, that should have definitely been in the game in comparison to having a manatee, or an orca, for that matter, or a great white shark, or something like that, for instance, or even just some fish, right? So that didn't make much sense in my eyes, because I definitely wanted the crocodile. So that was my only negative thing about Ecos the First Continent. But when I saw this expansion, that they were going to add the Nile crocodile of all things to the game, as well as some of the other African animals that live in Africa to the game, I was all for it. So, anything else besides the Nile crocodile is a plus. But the Nile crocodile is definitely the gem of the box, and everything else is just an awesome plus to have in the game. Now that negativity of not having the Nile crocodile involved in the game is taken care of, for sure. And now I will always play Ecos the First Continent with this expansion just because the Nile crocodile is now in the game. I will not play with Ecos the First Continent without the expansion ever again. So let's see what else is in this box besides the Nile crocodile. Alright, here we go. And it's done by AEG Games, by the way. So, obviously the front box is beautiful. I know a lot of people have issues with expansion boxes. If they can, they try to get rid of them sometimes. I enjoy keeping them. Yes, I probably will run out of room at some point, but, I enjoy keeping them. I mean, it would be a waste to throw this away. It's so beautiful, especially since it's an animal game. I'm definitely not going to toss this away. That doesn't mean I won't put the expansion stuff in the core game, if I can, of course, but that doesn't mean I'll get rid of the box either. Alright, so here's obviously the rules and components and stuff that are in this expansion. Maybe maybe there is another rule book. Nope, it is definitely the rules. How to play with the new content. Okay. And then, so there's not a lot of new content, as in they don't need to create a huge giant rule book for all the new stuff. So that's good. I mean, yeah, I want to have new stuff, but that doesn't mean I want it completely different either. Placing animal tokens. Oh, interesting. Not sure what these are for, but let's open them up and see if they're all the same. If they're all the same, I think they might be player aids. Maybe they're player aids. All right, where do you open up at? There we go. Okay, so let's see here. Are they all the same? No. Yes, they're all the same. They are all the same. So these are player aids. I think everybody's going to get one of these. So I don't know. I don't know if I would need the player aid, but there certainly are a lot of them. More than I... Well, yeah, there's 6 of them, right? Yep, 6. That's how many people can play the game, is 6, up to 6. So yeah, these are player aids, or player board, not really player boards, but player aids. Something to help you remember certain things, obviously. I don't know if I need them necessarily, but, you know, I'm sure everyone else will. Okay, and we're going to put this thing together here in this video for sure. Okay, and obviously we're going to punch these things out and put them in here as well. I don't know if I don't know if we'll put them in the box for the video, but we will definitely punch some of these animals out and put this thing together. Before we do that, though, let's take a look at everything else before we do that. And obviously punch these bigger ones out, which is interesting. See this big chunk here? The base game, the core game of this of Ecos, the first continent, they never had the desert tiles and the water tiles and obviously the grass tiles connected like this. They're all singles, but now obviously there are some that are not singles. So that is interesting. Definitely new, for sure, having something like this, and obviously like this. So that is definitely new, since they're usually just singles. Now they're not singles. Although this is probably the smallest one in the box, doesn't look like it comes with new singles. Not that it needs to. There are more than enough single tiles for the game. Unless you are playing past the amount of points that you can obtain. There is no way you would utilize every single one of these tiles. So if you lost, not these, you don't want to lose these, but if you lost the single pieces, lost a few of them, it's not going to hurt you because there's so many of them. There's no way you'll run out. And so you just won't have to worry about that. Plus the water is on one side and, you know, and all that. So that's kind of cool. I like that. That they have these new ones, obviously. Now, of course, it's always good to get a couple extra of these wooden cubes, because we use these quite a bit, and there have been times where I'm like, oh man, we're almost out of these. Are we going to have enough for the whole game? So it's good that they added more of these little wooden cubes that we use so much in the game, for sure. And then obviously this game adds new types of landscapes to the game. So check this out. This is one piece. One big piece. Look at that. I think this is Mount Kilimanjaro. I think that's what this is supposed to be. I mean, I'd have to look at the rule book again, but I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Mount Kilimanjaro. Yes, it is. This is Mount Kilimanjaro. So obviously you're going to put this somewhere on one of those bigger pieces if you're playing with Mount Kilimanjaro. That's really cool, though, that we have this giant mountain here. And obviously Mount Kilimanjaro has a little bit of snow at the very top, right? So that's really cool. I like that. Okay. And then obviously we have the cards here. So let's look at these. Now, I haven't actually done a how to play video on Ecos, the first continent. I did do a few videos explaining how each of the footprints work if you're playing with the footprints in the game. If you're playing with certain footprints and everyone gets a starting footprint. I did do that. So, because after playing Ecos, the first continent, quite a few times, I noticed the gorilla footprint. Whoever gets stuck with that one tends to never win. They never ever win because they hardly ever score any points, too, I've noticed, with the gorilla footprint. And so one of my friends kept getting stuck with it, and he kept getting only like maybe a few points when the game was over. He'd had maybe 10 points at most, which is a little unfair because obviously if everyone's going for like 50 points or something like that and you only have 10, it definitely seems like it's totally unfair if you're stuck with that footprint. But I found that if you play the footprints in a particular way, and that means if you play the gorilla footprint in a particular way, you will actually have a good chance at winning the game. It just wasn't being played a particular way, that's all. And so that's why I did a whole bunch of videos on how each of the footprints work, because obviously the gorilla was definitely needing some additional help in learning how to play with that particular strategy. So, anyways, we have some really cool cards here. I am going to probably do a video explaining how each of these work. That probably includes, that also will include the cards from the original game. I will do that as well. I will not do it for the ones that have the footprints in this corner here, because technically I've already done them. But the cards that don't have these footprints from the base game, from the core game of Ecos, I will probably do, because some of these definitely will make you think of how they work. And so because of that, I think we definitely need a video describing how some of these cards work, because some of them are easy for sure, and others are definitely going to make you think twice for exactly what they do for sure. But this one's got the zebras on it. And we have zebras on this one. And obviously they're not always going to have animals on them, obviously. Or tiles, for that matter. They won't always have tiles, too, obviously. And some obviously can be played multiple times. Like this one could be played 4 times, for instance. And usually the red ones can only be played once or twice, usually. So, really cool cards. I'm definitely going to be playing this tonight. This game I am playing tonight, for sure. You know, quietly, obviously. But I'm going to be playing this tonight, for sure. Ooh, this one's got hyena, giraffe, zebra, or lion. Oh, I like that. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Ooh, we got another lion. And we got another cheetah. And another giraffe. And I think that's a water buffalo right there. Hyenas. Ooh, 3 of them. Wow. Cool. Ah, there it is. There it is. The Nile crocodile. It's right there. Okay, so there's our Nile crocodile. Ooh. Ooh, okay. That's cool. All right, I like that. Only can be played once, though. Wow. Oh, I hope there's another one with a crocodile on it. But still, there's at least one with the crocodile. So that's good. And then, obviously, it looks like these are for if you're playing with these. The Nile River, the Serengeti. So this is like a setup, and what you can do with the setup, I think, with the Nile River, if you're playing with that one, if you're playing with Serengeti. If you're playing with the Congo Basin, which will have, obviously, should have a lot to do with gorillas. Madagascar. There's no lemurs in this game, from what I understand. Kilimanjaro, obviously, and the Sahara. So that's interesting. So I'm looking forward to learning how to play with these mechanics too, obviously. Ooh, I can't wait. Can't wait for tonight. All right. All right, now let's punch out some of those animals. For sure. Now, at first glance, there is no Nile crocodile. That's because they put it on the other side. The Nile crocodile is sharing space with another animal. What animal is that? It's the water buffalo. So the water buffalo and the Nile crocodiles are on the same one. Okay? Well, there's not that many Nile crocodiles, but remember, I only saw one card that had Nile crocodile in it, right? So it's going to be very hard to get Nile crocodiles in the game with only one, unless you get one of those cards that says play any animal. Then obviously, I'm going to choose Nile crocodile. Hands down, probably. Unless it's strategically wise to play something else, obviously. Zebras, hyenas, and giraffes. Now, are they sharing space with anything? Let's see here. Actually, there is one thing that's sharing space. Let's see, we have, nope, no, that's it. So it's just the water buffalo / the crocodile in this one that's sharing spaces. So, because in the core game, some of the animals are double-sided with different animals on them. but this expansion only has the double side with 2 different species on one type. So that's cool. Obviously, there's a lot of zebras in this game because there's going to be 2 slots for the zebra tokens. So that's cool. I would have thought it would be the other way around because I thought there was a lot of hyenas in this game too. But oh well, still pretty cool. Okay, let's punch out this water buffalo, which is actually a Nile crocodile. Okay. Ho 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 ho, yes. All right, I am happy with that. Oh, you can see him a whole lot better now. Now crocodile, woohoo! All right, cool. Okay, let's put this thing together real quick. It's really simple and easy to put together. It's one of the easiest things I've ever had to put together, and it's one of the coolest aspects to this game, that you're putting these tokens not in a bag, but you're putting them in this nice little handy little box, which can be opened and closed, and so when it's closed, none of these tokens will ever fall out, which is wonderful. Which is absolutely wonderful, for sure. So let's put this together real quick. Shouldn't take me very long, since I've done it before many times. Okay, let's put that over there, and then put this together. So we're going to bend these. They'll bend this direction upward. Okay. I'll bend them upward. Oop. Maybe I'll do it that way. There we go. Okay. So you'll bend them like this, so that way you can see everything on the outside, on obviously both sides. And then the first thing you'll do is you'll put these end sides in on this side here, and this side here. They'll look like this. So we'll do this first. That's the first one. Now I need to make sure that this is going in this direction. For this one, obviously. But it'll go in here on this side. And once you put them together, you'll never have to dismantle them again. So that's a plus. Also, I think these will fit in the core game. So even though I'm going to keep the expansion box for sure, I think these will fit. Everything I think from this expansion will fit in the core game, which I will probably end up doing. So that's good. I like that. Then you'll see this one has a little nub at the very top. This one does not. Neither does this one. But this one does. There's 2 of these with these little tiny little nubs at the top. And you'll notice this thing has 2 little holes in it in the very center. So that means that these 2 with the nubs are going to go here in the middle. Like that. Kind of like that, yeah. And then this one, same thing, in the middle. And then obviously the ones without the nubs are going to go here and here. There we go. Yeah, because it would be a drag if you had to constantly take these out. Once they're in, you don't want to put them back out. You don't want to pull them back out, ever. Trust me, you don't want to do that. And you shouldn't need to, honestly. Alright, and now they're all in. I think that'll all work. Let's see here. Let's do a demonstration here and put this crocodile in here. Yep, it fits. It also fits right there. And this is not something you want. They're all going to go in. That's why you should probably put more than one in at a time. Or put them in like this, so that way they stay upwards when you put them back in. But you'll want to fit them in like that, not like that. But yeah, it looks like it fits in all of them just fine, which is what we want. We don't want them to not fit, obviously. So let's see here. Let's grab, let's go ahead and do this actually. Let's punch out the water buffalo and Nile crocodile first. This is like the funnest part, if you ask me. And I want the crocodile to be viewed, not the buffalo. So bear with me while I make sure everybody is on the side I want them to be on. Although I suppose it won't matter if I switch the other side, but the box is going to be opening in only one direction, so I want these guys facing this direction when I open it up. I want to be able to see the crocodile, not the buffalo, the Nile crocodile. Okay, that's all of them. And see, they fit nicely. And once they're all in there like that, you don't have to worry about them accidentally, laying flat on the bottom, which is nice. And they're fairly easy to take out. You could easily take them all out at once if you needed to. But it's not that hard to take one out at a time either. So that's really useful. Okay, so that's them. Let's do the other animals, obviously. We got the hyenas. Let's do them next. So bear with me. If you're still watching, this is the funnest part. At least for me, anyway. Okay, we got all the hyenas, so let's get them in there nicely. And there's 2 slots for the zebras, so we'll do them last, since there's 2 slots for them. Almost done on the hyenas. Just a few more. And voila, that's it for the hyenas. Alright, so that looks nice with them in there. You don't need to see them token-wise, because there's obviously good pictures of each one, regardless of the case. But of course, that I don't care. I want the crocodile in front. Okay, giraffe is next. Let's do them real quick. And then that'll be just the zebras. And when that happens, when you accidentally get them face down, just use your fingers to cover the rest, so that way nothing else falls out, so you can get them in correctly. Let's try that again. At a sort of a slant, so they don't do that again. Now there's enough of them, so they shouldn't do that again. Cool. All right. So that's it for the giraffes. So now we just have the zebras. And they will take a little bit longer since there's 2 rows or 2 slots for the zebras. All right, we still have some more zebras. All right, that should be all the zebras to punch out. And let's go ahead and start putting them in this slot over here in the end. If they're a little upside down, I don't mind. As long as the crocodile isn't upside down. it looks like there's enough room in here for one each. On each side. Perfect. And now doesn't that look nice? And then there's one final thing you do. You just put this on. You make sure they stay in there that way. It's very easy to put in. This is the only thing you'll ever have to put together again. It's just this part. Getting it in like that. And now you can do this as much as you want without having to worry about them falling out ever again, as long as this thing stays on, right? I love that. I love these things. This is the coolest thing about Ecos the First Continent, component-wise. This is the coolest component, the way to carry the components. This is the coolest idea ever for these little circular tokens. I love that. That's what makes the component quality shine right there, is these containers for the animals. It's just awesome. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this unboxing video. It was a little longer since I put this together, but I'll see you guys again next time.